Welcome everyone to the Tech Evangelist channel. My name is Matt Williams. I'm an evangelist at a software company here in Boston, and I want to talk to you about Todoist. So Todoist is the task manager I enjoy using. I probably should use it a little bit more often than I actually do, but this is just a really great, simple application. I used to use OmniFocus, but I found that Todoist worked better for me in most of the time. So let's switch over to my Todoist. And here I have the things that I need to do over the next few days. And let's say that I want to add a new video. I want to start working on a new video. I want to review my headphones, Samsung SR850. So I'll just type in T-Video, Samsung SR850. Okay, and when I do that, Alfred is making a call to Todoist, creating a new project, renaming all the tasks in that project so that it's available to me in Todoist. And you can see that over the next 7 days, I've got a few tasks. I've got to write the outline for the Samsung SR850. I've got to apply the story to the outline. I got to do a rough script and storyboard, plant keywords, write up a description, flesh it all out, write up some tweets, LinkedIn post, all the things that I need to do. And so if I go to the project, I can see they're all listed right here. So that's a lot of neat stuff. Probably one of the most important things is clean up the project, get rid of all this stuff on my hard drive. So how did I do this? Well, that's what I want to show you in this video. I want to create a new project, a new type of project, and automate it. So the first step is to create a new project, and I'm going to call this My Cool Project. And My Cool Project has 3 tasks. The first task is to brainstorm. The next task is to do the thing. And then the third task is to review what I did. Okay, so those are my 3 tasks. This first task is going to be tomorrow. And this next task is plus 3 days. And then this plus 5 days. Okay, so that looks great. Now what I can do, I want to save this as a template. So come up to Project Actions, Export as a Template. And I've got 2 choices. I can export as a shareable URL or as a file. I think in most cases, for most people, a shareable URL probably works better. There's a lot of people that'll recommend using as a file, but I get the feeling that they've just heard somebody else say that, and because they never really talk about why. I think for most cases, for most people, shareable URL is always the way to go. It's just easier to deal with. It's one URL to think about rather than a file that you need to remember where it is. And with the benefit of the shareable URL is now I can create that project from my Mac or from my PC or from my phone or from the website. It doesn't really matter where I am. It's always accessible. A file is just going to be on the one machine that you created on my Mac, for instance. But that's what I want to do. For this particular example, I want to use export as a file. And I can now save the file. And I'll call it My Cool Project. So let's go over to Finder and go into my downloads, and I can see here is My Cool Project. I'm just going to rename this to get rid of the spaces. That way it's a little bit easier to address in Python. I'll move this into the other folder, my bin directory. I always create a bin directory off of my home directory. That way I can store temporary executables and scripts in there and just add it. I can add /bin to my path, and all those scripts are available. It keeps them all in one place. So let's take a look at this file. I've got a type, content, priority, indent, so forth. The type is a task. The first task is brainstorm. It has a priority of 4. That's just the default. 1 indent. That way, if I have a heading and then a bunch of things that happen under there, the next one will be 2 or 3 or 4. Who created it? It's me. And when does it due? Tomorrow. And then there's another one due in 3 days, and then in 5 days. And if I specify a time, then it's going to be in a particular time zone. So, great. If I wanted to add another task, I find it easier to add it from here rather than go back into Todoist, edit it there, and re-export. I just find this easier. Review what I did. The last task should be do another. So, and that's going to be due in 15 days. Okay, so now I'm done. I'm going to save that out and close directory, or close that file. And so here's the script that I'm actually going to run. So I do a few things with Python just to get my libraries in place. I need to specify an API key. So go up to Todoist and find your API key and throw it into there. And then I want my project to have a base name. So the base name is going to be my cool project or whatever I want my projects to be called. And then there's a template path. So the template path is my cool project in users matw bin. And when this is going to be whatever it is for your directory. The project base name is going to be called my cool project. And I'll fill in the API key in a bit. So the query is going to be the first argument that's provided after the file name of the script. So that's going to be argv1. My project name is going to be the project base name, followed by a dash, and then the query. So my cool project dash teapot. And then it's going to create a new project using that project name and commit it to the API. Now I get back a project ID, and I'm going to use that project ID to import my template into that project and do an API sync. So now I can grab all the items from that project, and for each one of those items in the project, rename it from the base name to the base name plus teapot, because I used that word as my query. And then once I've gone through all four of them, in this case, then go ahead and do an API sync. So I'm going to copy this and go to Alfred. I've actually got it open, but I could just, whatever my keyboard shortcut is to bring up Alfred and a command comma, and it brings up the preferences, and I've got my workflows. Now I believe this is only if you get the Power Pack that you can add these workflows, but I want to add a new blank workflow, and that blank workflow is called my cool project, and click on create. And I want to add an input of a keyword, and that keyword is going to be MCP for my cool project. And there's one argument that's required, and that argument is going to be the name of this particular thing. So it's going to be my cool project. And click on save. And so now I want it, every time I hit MCP, if I type in MCP right now, it doesn't do anything, it just sits there. But I want it to run a script. So drag that out and have an action and choose run script. Now I can choose the runtime. It defaults to bash, but you could also do Z shell or Perl, if anyone still cares about Perl. But I like to use Python for this, and I can select all and paste in my Python script. And then I can insert the API key and click on save. Okay, so I think I should be all good to go. It's good to turn on debug the first time you do something and set it to show all information. And now I can do MCP. I kept using the word teapot, so let's go with teapot. It says it's processing that action, and what it's doing is you saw the script. It's pushing that up to Todoist, and within a few seconds, a few seconds, I can go over to my Todoist app, and I should see my cool project -teapot with 4 tasks in it, with teapot at the end of each one of those tasks. So let's go over to Todoist. I've got my cool project right here, teapot, and there's brainstorm, due tomorrow, do the thing, due on Sunday, and so forth. Great. So let's do it one more time. I just had a wonderful serving of overnight oats, which I guess has been in the display the entire time. That's kind of disgusting. Overnight oats. And now within a few seconds, I should see my cool project, overnight oats, has been added. Brainstorm, overnight oats, do the thing, do another thing, and so forth. So that is it. I think that's really cool. I think once you understand how to use this, this becomes useful in so many ways. I'm going to be adding all sorts of other projects to my Todoist, and it just makes everything easier. So that's it for this video. If you find this video interesting, please click on the like button below. And if you're doing something else around projects and templates, share that with me in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're using this, either using this script or using some other script, or have you found something that works better for you that I'm not doing? I would love to hear about that. And yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. This one is the last one I put out on Thursday morning. This one I'm putting out on Thursday morning. I think I'm setting a precedent. I think every Thursday morning, I'm going to put a video out on YouTube. I think. So we'll see if I can stick to that. Thursday mornings at 9-ish, 10, let's go with 10, 10-ish. Thursday mornings at 10-ish, I will submit another video, post another video up onto YouTube, and I would love to see you subscribe. If you find these interesting, please subscribe, and then you'll be notified every Thursday at 10 a.m. that there's a brand new video on Techno-Evangelist. So thanks so much for watching. And if you have other ideas for things I should cover, let me know on Twitter. I would love to hear that. You can find me on Twitter at Techno-Evangelist. But otherwise, just click on subscribe, and I'm out of here.